Welcome into the PHNX Suns Pregame Show. In case you can't tell, it's already a shit show in this studio
the show
today.
Before the show is so much better than the show.
We should have gone live
Shane.
1
That's
minute
all
ago.
you need to know.
So you guys could have had some fun enjoying all of the random conversations that we had.
The murder behind the Mac is about to happen.
Oh, man. But once again, welcome into the PHNX Suns Pregame Show. As always, brought to you by our friends over at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I'm Lindsey Smith. That's Saul Bookman. That's Gerald Bourguet. And, of course, we've got Espo. And tonight, you guys, it's the Phoenix Suns and the Minnesota Timberwolves looking to make it 9 straight.
Should be fun. It should be fun.
You are so chipper from what we've just experienced.
It should be fun. We're not drunk, Sundress.
Yet.
We're not.
We're not.
Not yet. We are.
Saul's drunk on power, but that's normal.
Oh, man. The fists of fury are about to load.
Who's excited that we get some DA tonight?
Very excited.
Yes, very excited. Well, let's just throw the graphic up right off the top. Our injury report for tonight. Take a look at both teams. Dario's the only one on the Suns side. Yes, I gave Dario. I named Dario today for you, Espo.
He's going to stay, Saul. You're not taking Dario off the injured list.
We've got Naz Reid on the Timberwolves side. So Deandre Ayton was listed as questionable, but Monty confirmed pregame that he will play. Abdul Nader was listed as probable, but it is very likely that he will play tonight. So that's why he's also not on the list. I do want to tell you, so Perplex Damage was in the chat before we even went live, you guys.
Yeah, he's right there right now.
No, there's one above that. And he said he is at the game in Minnesota, and he saw Deandre Ayton working with Mark West in the post pregame.
Hey.
So thank you for that inside
Perplex.
information.
There you go. Breaking
Perplex
news.
Bringing it.
So how you guys feeling about DA coming
I don't
back,
know.
finally?
Flex should be scared. Perplex might become our insider now. Only for
Perplex
Minnesota.
appeal.
Perplex appeal.
Look, can we just get to the thing that needs to be discussed? What everybody's discussing, the stupid DA and cat stuff. Can we go there, Shane?
Yeah.
Lindsey, this is for you. We're gonna play a little DA or cat.
Oh.
Would you trade DA for any of the following? Let's go to the first one, Shane.
Let's see.
Would you trade DA for Coraline, a 1-year-old 6.75-pound cat that costs $50?
I don't know how to answer this question.
Yeah, answer it.
Because the
Answer
cat
it.
lady in me is like, give me all the cats.
Thus, why this is such a difficult game for you.
Oh,
Cats are like the worst animal in the world. Just so you know.
Oh.
I
F
We about to
you.
have some
kind of
death
agree
in
with
here.
him.
See, that's what
F you do.
I'm okay. I'm down with the cats, Lindsey.
Simp.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh no, not the S word. Not
No,
simp.
that's you.
Look, so
It's too late. I already said it. They don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, that's funny.
let's go to the next one. We're gonna. So Caroline wins in the first one over
Okay.
DA.
Okay.
Here's our second one. Would you take Cleo,
Oh my God,
a
look at her
4-year-old,
face.
13.6-pound cat that costs $0
Free.
or
13
DA?
pounds and look at that face.
$0
Totally.
fee.
That's actually Mac, our social media.
Oh, she's so
heads,
beautiful.
cat,
She
but
would make.
yes.
Oh, I love her.
No, it's a good thing we
Give
didn't
me
say
Cleo.
anything bad about her.
Give me Cleo.
Like, oh, that thing is ugly.
Okay, this is all to make a point. This is how ridiculous the DA cat talk is. Just as ridiculous as actually talking about trading DA for a literal cat. Can we stop this crap already, everybody?
But I
Sure.
think it has merit because Lindsey would take the cat. So
I would.
Well, Lindsey would probably trade Devin Booker for a cat based on what we just
she'd
heard.
trade us for cats.
I would.
That's true.
Imagine a
be
show
her
with
and-
Lindsey and
Give me
3
Lindsay
cats.
for a cat. That's a dream. Come on.
I love it. Loto Capo goes, we're off the rails. And then Sunder Stuck goes, has this show
I
ever
was
been
just
on the
going to ask
rails?
the
No.
same
It's
question.
true.
When were we
It's
ever
true.
on the rails?
That's absolutely true.
Because that's news to me.
But look, that's how ridiculous I feel. Like this morning, the cat for DA talk started again on social media, and I'm like, why do we always go down this road at this time as a fan base? I hope DeAndre Ayton comes out tonight after being injured and out and just dominates Cat again, just to make that point even clearer. Like I'd rather have Cleo than Karl Anthony Towns. All right, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't go that far, but it is annoying how this is like a snake that eats itself. Like there was no tangible
Yo, I
rumor.
saw a video of that the other day. It's wild.
A snake that eats itself.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to like.
Okay.
It was the weirdest
All right.
thing I've ever seen. It literally ate itself. And then he put hand sanitizer on it and it spit itself back out.
Lindsay, I got to check your
That's
search history.
It was on
Strange.
TikTok.
Yeah,
What-
what do you?
what the-
It was
What's your TikTok
wild.
algorithm figuring out
I
about
don't
you,
even
Lindsay?
know. It was like Animal Planet style stuff.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
Gerald. Continue.
Gerald, please
No.
save us.
The snake
I
did
had
it-
no
the snake
idea
did it
that
Joe
was going to
Rogan.
go in that direction with that phrase that I
I'm
used.
really sorry.
Save us.
But yeah, it's just we had no like credible report or rumor that emerged
No.
today. There was nothing of substance. It was literally just everyone wants to talk about this, and I don't get why. It like starts as one thing, and then it's a bunch of people jumping on like, why are we talking about this? And then it keeps going, and it's like, if you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. Just ignore it. Just let it go.
It's the backup quarterback syndrome all over again. It's been like that since day one. It's who can you trade this guy who you don't think is living up to the hype of a number one overall pick or is not as dominant as a LeBron or whoever, and who out there would make sense to trade for. And so people will always look at a bad team with a good player and they identify somebody that plays a similar position. And so Cat was basically the most obvious person out there in the space, and that's why it's just lazy. It's just lazy. They can't think of anybody else. They can't think of any other maybe possible scenarios or trades. It's always Cat because it's just easy to think about one solution.
Right.
Can we? I mean, the laziest part of this to me is always the connecting the dots with Cran that Karl Anthony
Because they're all
Towns and
best
Devin Booker are friends.
Yeah.
So that Devin Booker is a guy that does not give a shit if he's playing with his friends. He wants to win.
Right.
He would throw his best friend under the proverbial bus to win an NBA title. He does not give a crap about playing with friends. He wants a damn ring. He wants his respect. And I don't think he gives a crap if he plays with Karl Anthony Towns or D'Angelo Russell or any damn guy. All he cares about is, can he win?
The bad part about all this is that it's honestly a disservice to both of those players.
Yes.
Yeah.
DA is a good guy. He obviously he's developing. He plays hard on defense, or he's learning how to play a complete game. And then Cat, man, damn, I don't know if there's been a player in the league in the last year and a half that's been through as much shit as he has personally. And I love that guy.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have the feeling every time I hear about Cat that was just like, oh my gosh, this DA stuff all over again. Like, I don't want to hear about it. I like Cat for who he is. He's good in Minnesota. Let him stay in Minnesota. We don't need to keep talking about this.
And for the record, he has repeatedly said, like, I want to be in Minnesota. I want to win here. It's similar to what we've said when everyone was coming on us about, Devin Booker should leave the Suns. Like, Devin Booker should leave Phoenix. They're screwing him over. And Booker repeatedly said on record, like, I want to win here. I want to be here. Now he's doing it. Minnesota, I don't know if that's going to happen for them there, but that's what Cat wants for now. So we have to take him at face value and saying what he wants. He wants to be there. Like, all of this speculation, I get it. We're bored, and like DA hasn't played in a while, and there was the weird lower leg contusion, but like we can let it go.
Brittany Price, if you close your eyes, Gerald totally sounds like Mark Paul Gosselaar.
I don't want to know why Brittany's closing her eyes while listening to the show, but all right.
No,
I don't. Okay, no.
And now I'm uncomfortable.
That's
I
not.
was gonna move
Oh,
us on.
man.
I also love that Robert York saying I'm on my soapbox again. You're damn right I am. I need to be a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
Okay, so
we gotta cut him off before he recites the whole song. Look, here's the thing. DA is back. We should be happy about that. It'd be
Yes.
really cool. It's gonna be fun watching him and Cat go head to head. Until there's something substantial, I'm like the Ben Simmons stuff. Until there's something substantial with actual traction from a credible source, I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
okay, but I want to
Now,
say
going
one
back to
thing.
Simmons. No,
Yes,
I'm
go
kidding.
ahead.
Please do.
The friends situation, like that's always used. Like you brought that up, right?
Mhm.
Like they're best friends. They want to play together. I think it could be fun to play against your best friend. Like I kind of feel like that would be even more fun because those two probably have a very competitive relationship outside of basketball as well. And sometimes it would be nice to just, keep that little competitive spirit going, and it adds something like a subplot, if you will, to their friendship.
I mean, Booker just doesn't need Cat. Like, why do I need to play with my friends all the time? Like, I just don't like. I don't know. I just don't get that part.
You don't need to. That's
I just
the thing.
don't get
You
that.
really
And
don't.
other players have tried it in the league. Sometimes it's worked. Sometimes it hasn't. It just.
And then you open the opportunity. Maybe your friendship goes sour because y'all just
Right?
ain't working
Yeah,
the way
like,
that you thought you were,
dude,
and then you start blaming,
Yeah.
pointing the finger at each other.
It was all good before you got here. Then you fucked
Yeah.
everything up.
You know
what
who
I
I
mean? Also-
blame? LeBron.
Yeah, for
LeBron
sure.
is the reason we
Yeah,
have
that's
to talk
true.
about this, because LeBron decided, instead of playing against the best, I want to try to bring guys I'm friends with that I ride on a banana boat with together to make a super team. And that's why we have to have this stupid conversation over and over again.
All right, well, let's move on.
All right. Like
Espo,
dropped.
tell us about tonight's favorite. What's the line?
The line is 4.5. The Suns are favored. Man, I did a poor job of centering that graphic tonight. But yeah, 4.5.
Amongst other things
That
on
was
this graphic.
close.
Well, And anyways, so 4.5. The Suns are favored by.
I like, how you,
which
I like
is-
how you gave me the middle finger when the graphic is up. so
That's
nobody
why
else
I
can
did
see
it, so
It
nobody
was
would
very-
know.
Oh, I
That was
missed it.
that was
Very
an here on camera
There you
too.
go. There you go. There you go.
But
Step up. Let's
look,
go.
I'm surprised it's 4.5, seeing as this is the second half of a back-to-back for the Suns, and they're on the road. I would have thought it was in kind of that margin of error territory. Even with the Timberwolves at 4-8, I would have thought this was closer to that like 3-point range where it was like, it's a
Mhm.
toss-up kind of thing.
How much, if you were going to bet on this game, what would you do?
If I had to, I'd bet on the Wolves to cover the spread. I don't know that they're going to win, but I don't like the second half of a
Okay.
back-to-back in the NBA. There's too many things. Plus, we saw the Suns starters play until 2 minutes left to go in that game against Houston last night, despite a large lead. So I don't like to mess with the back half.
Yeah,
of
I said it last night. I'll say it again. You cannot count out how much of a help the opposing team has when they're playing an opponent on the second night of a back-to-back, regardless of how much better that team is than them.
Yeah.
Especially
It's
when
hard.
when that home team had the night of rest and the road team
Right.
didn't.
Well, and it's
Also-
freezing cold there right
Yeah.
now, too.
Also, what kind of fucked up schedule was this? They went from Houston all the way to Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Like, what?
That's
That's a weird, like, 2-game road trip.
a
That doesn't-
bizarre back-to-back.
It
It's not
is.
even remotely
Yeah.
close.
No,
No.
like they couldn't schedule Dallas or San Antonio. They had to go all the
Well,
way.
there's only multiple other teams in the state of Texas. So let's send you to Minnesota because geographically that makes sense. You only fly past like 3 other NBA cities on your way there.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to Oklahoma City? Even that's right there.
It
No,
is.
Minnesota. Here you
Yeah.
go. Who wants to go to Minnesota either?
Nobody.
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 I'm biting my
So-
tongue. You guys are trying to get me dumped live on the air.
Sorry.
Oh,
Minneapolis is actually very nice. I'll say
Maybe
that.
in the summer.
Oh.
Kevin.
Yeah, it was snowing there yesterday.
Yeah, it's
so
like 30 degrees there today.
rough.
Like, count me out.
It was 86 here
Mm-mm.
yesterday, so that's nice.
All right, so before we take a look at our picks, let's answer a question real quick that we have in the chat from Buckdog. He asked, will DA be on a minutes restriction, or are they going to unleash the beast?
So Monty said that there's no set restriction, but he probably won't play his normal allotment since this is his first game back. They haven't really had a lot of practice time, but Monty said he felt good about where his conditioning's at and just being up to par with everything they're doing in practice. So,
And tonight, with that minutes restriction-ish stuff we got going on there,
Yeah.
just having issues
Chris
there.
Wainwright? Is that
Yeah,
what we're
you
doing
know.
next?
We might see what the DA, JaVale, and Frank 3 rotation looks like, right? A little bit. Get a glimpse into what that could look like.
yeah, we might, because especially if they're easing DA back in, they're not going to play him as many minutes. JaVale McGee, we've talked all about the 5-minute spurts that Monty likes with him. So we could see more of that tonight than we might see further down the road once DA is fully back.
All right, you want to take a look at our picks?
I actually think we need to scroll up. There's a comment about your beanie that I thought was pretty
Yeah, it says
Right.
Lindsey's beanie reminds me of the Goombas from Mario. I love this beanie. It's my favorite beanie.
this is one thing I didn't know about you before you got here. The love for beanies. You have a. I did not know that.
Yeah, she's taking
Dude,
a
my
don't
whole
creep on
Instagram
people
is
on
me
IG.
in
Yeah,
beanies.
like have you never looked at her Instagram?
I don't creep on people's IG. You know.
Oh my god,
It's not creeping,
Espo.
it's supporting. You're supposed to like and comment on all of my pictures
I mean,
on
I
Instagram.
support people
You
on
gotta
Espo.
research the people you hire, Espo. Like, what are you doing?
I don't research on Instagram. All right.
Okay, but the
That's part of-
question is-
we're a digital company, you jerk.
I'm an analog man myself. I
Oh my
prefer
God.
that.
god, boy.
I've worn this beanie for like 4 years, and it's constantly been a debate. Is it brown or is it orange?
It's brown.
Orange.
It's brown.
Thank you.
It's brown.
It's orange.
It
It's
is
burnt-
not orange.
It's burnt orange.
It is not
Thank
orange.
you. Burnt
It's
orange.
burnt orange.
But it's
Burnt until
more
it turned
orange
brown.
than it is
Yeah,
brown.
yeah,
Thank you.
for sure.
And to the picks.
Yes. To the picks.
That's orange on the screen. That's brown on your head.
Who
We're in
the
a
fuck made
fight.
this graphic?
Man,
What?
look, Saul doing the Price is Right, won over Lindsey, picking the Timberwolves by 99, and Lindsey has the Timberwolves by 98. Gerald and I back on Earth here. I have them by 2.
Oh my god.
Gerald and Espo, the people who got their picks in on time, I guess. I don't.
When I shouted, "Give me your picks," Gerald sent his. Nobody
I
else
sent
did.
mine.
I sent mine too, right
too.
after Lindsay did.
I did not see.
I think they
those.
sent it to Sun's
you
assignments, and
look?
I DM'd.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
Wow.
Oh, okay, that's
So,
how it is.
I think that's
well, you
the
know
only
what?
reason.
Forget
I'm-
about those. Shane, get my keys to
I mean,
the
they're
game up.
clearly colorblind anyway.
Oh, do we have a
Saul-
keys?
Oh yeah, Saul's better keys to the game. Here we go.
Fireworks.
Oh yeah.
What is this
Because
crap?
it's a motherfucking show. Let's go.
Oh, that's
What the-
amazing.
Here we go. Let's go. Also, if you notice, look at my icons. What are those, Espo?
Crappy pictures.
That's you in a
Of you.
sunset.
Exactly.
That's you
Crappy
posing,
pictures.
and you on a basketball court. Those are all my keys to the game. Squid Game it. This is going to be an ugly game at first. If you're not prepared, Suns, you got to make sure you come with it, ready to go. And also, let's not forget about the Booker-Beverly matchup. It's going to be the
Mhm.
survival of the fittest out there because those two hate each other so much.
Mhm.
Be one with the ball. We got to spread the ball. We got to
Mhm.
pass that ball around. Make sure that everybody's getting involved. That's how you win on the road. Everybody getting some touches. Booker's probably going to set the tone and start off strong, and then everybody else has got to pick it up from there. And then have what Espo's having. That means whatever he picks, since he has been so good on his picks, especially gambling wise on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, I would just roll with what because he's got a heater, is what they call it in Vegas. He's on a heater. Make sure you follow that. And that's my keys to the game.
I thought you meant you wanted to share my pizza tonight. Have what Espo's having.
Are we having pizza tonight?
I was going to order pizza.
I wouldn't
Hey,
mind.
uh,
I
We
wouldn't
can have
mind.
what Espo's
So then we
having.
can have what Espo's having.
Pizza sounds great.
Literally and figuratively.
Mhm.
Now I got to one up you with a cooler graphic for the next
You
game.
can try, buddy.
It's
but
an arms race, my
it's,
friend. We're like Russia with space missiles.
I
It's
had
on now.
I had 45 other things I wanted to attach to that, but Jacob told me to just take a step back.
This graphic is going to turn into like Chuck's little guarantee button that gets more and more ridiculous.
Espo,
each
I
time.
got
Yes, it
you.
is. Yeah, Shane and I will cook something up. So.
Oh, I thought you already had something. I was like,
No.
what?
I
want you to
already?
have
No,
it.
no,
Here you go.
Oh, that would have
No.
been awesome. Shane, you should have played that behind the scenes. Worked with each of them.
Yeah.
Created this whole concoction. I would have loved that. All right, guys. Is there anything else you want to talk about prior to tonight's game?
Yes. Is there any? I mean, obviously, the last time they saw Pat Beverly,
Mhm.
he was shoving Chris Paul in the back, getting thrown out of a game. How much is there any retaliation tonight from Chris Paul? Does he
Bro.
nutmeg Pat Beverly into oblivion this evening?
If we're talking that type of retaliation, maybe. If we're talking about like retaliation like what we saw earlier in the season, then no.
I feel like we're gonna see.
I love
Am
the
I-
chat.
What am
I
I
love the
missing?
chat.
Do I want to
The
know?
latest
it says-
comment: this pod gonna get banned if Saul keeps showing these legs.
Hey, I promise you want to see my legs more than you want to see Espo's. 'cause we
That's
saw
why
that
I'm
shit
wearing
last
pants
night.
again.
Wait,
You'll
these-
never see
these
shorts
legs are
from me.
Sexy. What are you talking
Well,
about,
that's
man? I
not
put
true.
lotion
Oh my
all
God,
over
we're up
them.
to 3 now.
Uh,
Your feet, your
Wow.
head, and now your legs.
We just lost 20 viewers.
What are you talking about? 3 what?
You have referred to 3 body parts of yours as sexy
Oh,
Well,
that's true.
since
Hey,
we started this show.
Hey, somebody has to love himself because
Somebody.
nobody else gonna. So
Somebody.
yeah. But I feel like I feel like CP3 is going to come out to make a point with Pat Beverly out there. Pat Bev starting at point guard for the Timberwolves. I feel like we're going to see CP3 do something uncharacteristic and try to make a point in that first quarter rather than not.
I think
The chat is verifying what I said.
Saul with them tan-toned
Shave
legs.
them as-
Saul pulling a Sharon Stone.
Oh,
I
not
I
a
did that
basic
earlier.
instinct.
Oh yeah, I don't, no,
Hello, Lindsey hates people with self-confidence.
no.
So that's Espo.
That's
what
why.
Espo.
No, that's why Lindsey
Just,
likes
like,
me so
giving
much.
him
I
a
have
little bit of a hard
done.
time.
She's like, I remember this, and this.
And none of them are correct.
No, because we made a joke about it when you talked
Yeah.
about your head. When I asked
Mhm.
you if you had an odd shaped head, if you found out when you shaved
Oh,
it,
yeah, that's
remember?
right. I did
Yeah.
say
We
my
made
head
a
was
joke
sexy.
about
That's right.
it.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I was just
Gerald,
trying to bring it full circle.
Do you have
Sorry.
any thoughts on tonight's actual
I don't know
game?
how the fuck I'm supposed to follow that up.
You're not. So let's pretend it's not happening.
I was just going to say bench needs to be better tonight, especially
Mhm.
second night of back-to-back. Starters only played like 30, 32 minutes last night, but you need depth on a night like this. It'd be better if they didn't shoot 1 for 15 in the first half as a bench, so that's my thing.
Yeah, I think this is a night you need.
And all anyone at home is thinking about is Saul's
Saul's
legs
legs.
right now.
You,
Sorry.
I think
Sorry.
I think you need a Landry Shamet.
Says Manuel.
I think you need a Landry Shamet to play well. It'd be nice to see a Cam Johnson bounce back game where you
Yes.
actually see something.
Mhm.
You can't
that
bounce back
rem-
if you haven't bounced at all.
Oh, that's true. That's fair. But I meant bounce back from last season. Show us a little what you saw in the playoffs. You'll need something from Frank tonight. I think you're completely right. The bench is going to need to come up and lift the starters tonight. Definitely.
I don't know why, but I feel like this is, to this point, I know they played the Nuggets and the Lakers, but I feel like to this point, this is the Suns' toughest test of the season because it's on the road in Minnesota. Minnesota's playing really, really well this season. I don't.
They're
I don't
4-8.
but they still are
But
playing.
they're
good.
gritty.
They
What,
are.
what does that matter? They're 4-8. They're not playing that well.
But every game they've played has been a very close battle,
Close.
and they've been
Fine.
competitive. And they're not the same old Timberwolves. I guess
Okay.
is what I'm trying to
That's
say.
fair. They're not a pushover. They're not the Houston Rockets. They're a team that's going to put up a fight against you.
And you got some
that's
dogs
fair.
over there, and especially
fair.
Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards
man,
did
that-
the Suns in last year.
Yeah.
Like, what did he have? Like 38, 40 last year against
He had
the
a
Suns?
big game, yeah.
He had a big game. So, like, he knows he can put some on there.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us for the pregame show. Oh no, what did I
In the
miss?
chat, they're playing Minnesota, not the effing Avengers.
I mean, facts. You're not wrong.
All right.
You're not wrong. Thanks for hanging out with us for the PHNX Suns pregame show. Don't forget to come right back here once the game ends to hang out with us, hopefully in the VIP lounge for our postgame show. Until then, you can join us on Twitter by following us at PHNX_Suns. We'll see you in just a few hours.
Ahoy, hoy.